I can't begin to describe how threatening this aura is right now. Of just these tiny little people staring at me through the screen. Just right into my soul. Not blinking. No thoughts behind their eyes. Just staring. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa. In the last episode, we did the investigation, and it is time to truly find out who killed two of my favorite characters in the game. Oh my god. I'm still so mad. It's been about a week since I've even recorded that episode. I'm I'm upset. This game upset me deeply. Maybe Hippo Yuki will cheer me up. Hey guys, look at me. No, that doesn't really cheer me up at all. Anyway, I don't think I really have much else to say that I haven't already, so we should probably just start the trial. I still kind of think it could be Makako. I don't want it to be, but I feel like I could see it being her. Of course, I don't know for sure, obviously. It could literally be anyone. This is the most unsure I've been of any of these cases so far, TBH. I was tossing around the idea of it being Kenji, too, but I don't know. I think about it, and it's just like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it would kind of make sense for him to be the Chapter 3 killer, because usually the Chapter 3 killer is, like, typically, like, a calm or timid person that goes incredibly crazy. And I could see Kenji fitting that, being a priest and all, too. It would be, you know, the most ironic if he's the one who ended up killing the most people. But I don't know, man. It just doesn't add up, because he was with us when Lawyer Man was dying. So it doesn't add up unless there's some sort of trick to it. But I could still see it maybe being him somehow, if we discover there's some sort of trick, some sort of shenanigans going on, some chicanery. I don't know. I guess right now I'm leaning towards Makako Kenji. But it literally could be anyone, and I would not be surprised. I mean, I will be surprised. That's how these games work, but... Then let's go down. I'll open the door. Let's just head in and see what we got. We're not going to make any progress sitting around up here, are we? Like always, the elevator was making a loud noise and goes on the ground. The inside of the elevator was only filled with 9 people left. It was so quiet during this time. There's also fewer people now. Is it because the relationship between us has worsened than the first and second trials? Me in particular, I try not to make eye contact with some of them, such as Kinjo and Mikuru. I wonder if we will really be able to survive with this time. Don't worry, with me as your pilot, Yuki, I think we can. What, don't you trust me? I mean, I haven't been that stupid during this playthrough, I feel like. The elevator stopped with a shake that we seem to be getting used to by now. Alright, let's see what the trial will. Ooh! Pink! I like that! Whoa, this is surprising! Why are you in front of me, Bear Thing? Didn't you learn in kindergarten to think about the people who get off an elevator? Monokuma has been doing this once or twice already, though. It's hard to react anymore. Why is he not saying anything? Has he been turned off? Why is Monokuma like this? Yeah, why... Are you just fucking around? That seems like a Monokuma thing to do. I guess it's a new act. Hey, how long are you planning on doing that? We have to do the class trial. Are you going to move? Oh? Maybe something is a little mysterious here. Maybe something is afoot. Something seems different than usual here. Kokara, touching that thing wouldn't do any good. Huh? Oh, what is it? What's wrong, Mikako-chan? Kokara was suddenly stunned. At first she thought Monokuma was pulling a prank, but she knows the mood was different than usual. And then... Hiya! Eek! Well, hey, got a reaction out of her, so... I guess that's something. Ugh, I'm alive! I live! You thought I was dead? Fucking idiot. When Kokara touched him, Monokuma suddenly began to make a loud noise. What the hell are you doing? Are you kidding around? I mean, are you shocked? Don't do that again. All of a sudden, my rack was stuck. I was surprised. What? Your boobs were stuck? Where? I was surprised too. Rack. Pooh, no big deal. Did you all come down here in the meantime? Well done. Then, shall we start right away? It looks like you're trying to rush something here. By the way, wasn't Kurkar's scream cute? Let's just move on. It was, but... we have 2 dead bodies to worry about. Oh, and now I'm all alone up here in the upper echelon. Alright, it's time... sorry, forgot the voice for a minute. Alright, it's time for what everyone's been waiting for. The class trial is back! Well, I of course knew this would happen. Nobody wanted for this. Whatevs, even if it's not you, there was another person who was waiting for this. Anyway, this will be the 3rd class trial. You'll own relationships. Who has been paying attention to the trends of the nerds? Seems to be in a state of lockdown. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. As if it were breaking. I guess he's saying our relationships are breaking down. Just shut up. I don't care about that. Don't bring stupid stuff and don't bring up stupid stuff and star already. Oh boy, tough attitude I see. I was going to start anyway. Now then, shall we go with no more words? An extreme trial, the class trial that crosses beyond life and death. The 3rd one. The moment Monokuma said that, I suddenly felt disoriented. Even when you think that 2 victims and 2 culprits died, 4 friends were already gone. In addition to the victims of this incident, so a total of 6 friends have left our group. Oh, don't show it again. God damn it. Oh boy, man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. One of the victims this time was Inori. After the infirmary was open, she didn't know when someone would get hurt, so she spent most of her days in that room. A child with the most angelic heart I've known, who worried about us, our health, our happiness. Inori was that kind of person. Through and through, the reason she died was because her whole body became a block of charcoal. Please don't describe her like that. Her whole body was tied and unable to move. Someone who has done such a terrible thing is among us. I can't even make the easy joke. They also killed Yamaguchi and committed a ruthless act. The culprit, although Yamaguchi was timid and behaved inappropriately due to his size, at important times he mediated the situation like a lawyer should, and we laughed together. But then he was killed with a neck wound, so severe that he was nearly amputated in cold blood. Yamaguchi was no longer with us. I think you mean decapitated. I guess amputated would work. You don't typically survive head amputations. Amputations imply like a medical procedure, I feel like. With a chance of survival. A trial to uncover the killer begins now. A trial in order to live. A lie in order to live. I forgot the rest of the lines. A betrayal in order to live. Oh my god, this page has gone off quite poorly. Elaborating their will to live for an excuse to kill, using trust at the risk of life. Risking our lives in this class trial. What is this music? It's funky as hell. Alright. Let's do this. Actually, should I check truth bullets real quick just to make sure I got everything down? Kakariku. Oh, Kakariku. Kakaru's file. Kanada's file. As running the Monokuma file, his knuckles cut deep, almost amputated off. The bloodshed, which seemed a little off compared to his body. Kenjo attacked. Tyra's testimony. She stopped by the science room before nighttime. The door was locked. Oh yeah. So implying that Anada was there the whole time. Blade locker where Mikuru is locked up. Blaster weapon with a mysterious drop of blood, which I'm assuming is connected to the bloody tarp that happens to have a hole in it. Bloody white coat, which I'm assuming was used by the killer to block the blood. Wow. Somehow decompressed looks even more horrifying. Oh no. That's gonna haunt my nightmares. I found my paralysis demon, guys. Don't worry. Science lab flooded from the faucet, the broken mobile phone. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If it is, I kind of want it to be Kinjo. Not because I particularly have a strong, liking towards him. I mean, I like him. He's just not one of my favorites. But, if it is Kinjo, it's kind of a boring culprit when... Because this clue just makes it seem so obvious, right? I really hope it is just... This is, just supposed to be, a red herring. To maybe make us think it's Kinjo, but it's actually someone else. Because that's a lot more exciting. Speaking of which, Mikuru apparently knows who the culprit is already, which is also a Danganronpa trope I'm not particularly fond of personally. Whenever a character's like, I know who it is already, but I'm gonna make you work for it. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. So I don't know. I hope whoever she thinks it is, she's wrong about. Mostly also just because I think that'd be really funny if the high and mighty Mikuru was just wrong about something. Like we already got the point. She's super smart and amazing and whatever. It's okay. You can stop breaking her down a bit more if you want, game. The stun gun would shock the water, causing Anoi to look like a piece of cardboard. The wooden board or charcoal, sorry. The wooden board that blocked the door. When I pulled Mikuru out of the locker, she asked me to show my right hand, and Mikuru called this action minimal precaution for life-saving, which is her last trump card. If the trial gets blocked at some point and everyone is in danger of dying, she'll let me know. Mikuru seems to know something. Okay. Yeah, so we got that to look forward to. Missing blood packs, which I'm assuming is the reason for all the weird blood stains and whatnot. That don't seem to match up with anyone else. Kinjo's testimony. Just before the trial announcement was made, Kinjo woke up. He quickly disappeared, saying that he had to do a little investigation before the trial began. Yesterday, he mentioned that he found the pit and Yamaguchi lying down in the library. That's right. So Yamaguchi was already in the library, somewhat still alive, presumably, yesterday night, and then died this morning, at least according to the Monokuma file. Okay, there you go. I'm glad I went through that. Let's do this. Gotta adjust myself. Whew. Let's find the fuckers who did this. Now then, let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The outcome of the class trial is decided by your votes. If you point out the black end, only they will get punished. But in case you point out the wrong one, everyone will get punished, and the one who deceived everyone else will graduate from this academy. Also, this translation brought to you by Zephy, so please give it a heartfelt like to the channel on YouTube and have fun. Sure, everyone go check out Zephy's channel. Honestly, that's probably one of the things I should start linking in the description. Honestly, but anyway. So we have to find the culprit who killed Kanana-chan and Yamaguchi-kun, right? That's right, poo-hoo-hoo! Now then, you may start your discussion. You know, this is a little bit awkward, but can Kinjo lead again? I could keep you on top of my reasoning, but unfortunately it won't be very helpful this time either. I investigated in a hurry, but I don't know the details of the case, and there are several parts I could not investigate. Because you got beaten and knocked out by the killer, right? Shut the fuck up, you were tied in a locker. You needed me to help you, bitch, remember? Then we have no choice but to do it ourselves as much as possible. It's gonna be a miracle if Mikuru helps us. Hey, I'm you guys. I can help you all. I'm smart. I've carried the previous few trials. If you don't mind me saying, no bragging. Now it'll be fine. If you keep talking, we'll reach an answer, right? When you start discussing, Kinjo might find out something too. I hope so. Then let's do it as far as we can. This case has been far more different than that of the others. Unlike Maki or Tomori, who died suddenly while we couldn't see them, the murder took place right in front of us. Yeah, that too. We know because two people were killed on different floors. I think the people on each other's floors will have different information. That was when Kinjo fainted at the time. Then it's best to listen to everyone as much as possible. We'll begin a summary of the case. Satsuki will help too. The people who surveyed the second floor and the people who checked the third floor saw and heard differently, so we have to gather information. As Kobishikawa said, Kinjo doesn't know anything, so let's explain the incident and sort out the order in which the incident occurred. First, before the BDA rang this morning, Maeda, Taira, Aranami, and Otori and I were waiting for everyone to gather at the restaurant. After an hour, Mikaku-chan arrived, but the rest were not coming at all, so we felt something was wrong and decided to find Kanata-chan and Yamaguchi-kun. Yamaguchi-kun. I don't know why I keep wanting to say kun. My stupid American brain. It is suspicious that Mikako wasn't there for a whole hour. But it is Mikako. She's done a bunch of other mysterious bullshit, so... well, who knows? Then on the second floor, we found Yuhara fainted, and fortunately, he was also able to come to his senses. But right after that, on the third floor, there was a strange sound that went wild. So we decided to act in two groups, the second floor investigation group and the third one. Koakara, Yuhara, and me on the third floor. And as for the second one, it was Taira, Kobishikawa, Otori, and Aranami who took over it. Alright, so you're saying the viewpoint diverges from there, is that right? In my case, I heard a rough story from the others in charge of the second floor investigation, but there are probably many others who don't know about it yet. Shall Maeda, Kirikawa, and me talk about the third floor first? We went up to the third floor, and then each of us decided to check a room. Maeda went to the art room, the epicenter of the strange sounds. I checked the science lab, and Kirikawa decided to check the rest of the rooms. The empty classrooms in the casino. There was nothing wrong. I won $10 in slots. Like Yuhara said, I headed to the art room where... Wait, what? You playing slots? I headed to the art room where I was able to confirm the identity of the strange noise. The sound that was coming from inside the locker. What I found was Mikuru, hands and feet tied up. Inside the art room locker was Mikuru with her mouth taped and her limbs all bloody, and she was kicking the locker door to try and open it. That was what the roaring sound was. Mikuru was trapped? And bloody too? Wait, she wasn't in a position to talk to the others either? This incompetent child. I won't let this go so easily. Why me? I was just trying to organize the case. Maeda went to the art room and came along with Mikuru, and I wondered how he found her. She must have been trapped. Well, at the time, the situation was so urgent that there were some things that could not be explained properly. But why was Mikuru found like that? Why, you ask? I was taken off guard by the killer. Idiot. Sorry. Typically, I'd be sympathetic, but it's Mikuru we're talking about. You also say that you were off guard. Don't worry. Unlike the cop over there, I didn't give a damn. Really? You seemed to be pretty freaked out when I opened the door. Listen, I don't want to add to you humiliation or anything, but... Who? What do you mean? Don't mind to continue the discussion. Whatever. Save as much pride as you can, you prideful prude. Patricia. I couldn't think of a P name. Don't mind and continue the discussion. I'll tell you after I watch you guys shovel some more. You really are a piece of... isn't there even cooperativeness in here anymore? Ignore Mikuru and keep talking. Even if you don't know, I have two reasons based on what I heard just now. Yeah, then I'll continue. After taking Mikuru out, we came out through the corridor, but then Kurokawa and Yuhara called out, mentioning that the science lab door was not opening. As I said earlier, I went to investigate the science lab, but the door was tightly closed and couldn't be opened. It is weird you were the one, too, to investigate the lab where we found the body. I'm getting, like, suspicious of the wrong people. It's gonna turn out that this was, like, a weird suicide attempt and, like, Onori is the culprit or whatever. I'm just on the completely wrong track. I went to investigate the science lab, but the door was tightly closed and couldn't be opened. In my attempt, I tried to force it open, but it was no use. The effort didn't seem good at all, so Kurokawa joined, who came from investigating the other places. Yeah, there was even a scream coming out from the science lab. The four of us who were on the third floor all focused on opening the door, and finally succeeded in opening the door to it. I'm not gonna mention how though, apparently. Not gonna give Mikuru the actual credit she deserves. Was Kanata-chan dead? Shortly after, the body discovery announcement came out. Oh, congratulations! I didn't know the BDA was gay. Sorry, that was stupid. Everyone knows by now from seeing Inori's body, but it was so horrible that she was shocked to death, and she couldn't even move from there. But the crime didn't end there. Yeah, we all saw your vomit in the corner, Yuki. Yeah, it came out again. Another BDA. That's Yamaguchi's BDA that we found in the library, right? In order to see what had transpired, we went down to the second floor and joined you guys. And we also checked Yamaguchi's body. That's all from our report on the third floor investigation team. As for us who checked the second floor, we're no different. Each of the four were put to investigate classroom, and I, who went to the library, found Yamaguchi-kun and Kinjo-kun, and then the rest of the guys discovered the corpse one after another, and then the BDA rang. So roughly that's how the case played out. Yeah, first glance, it's like a murder case. Just like two people died overnight and we found them, one after another, but the biggest problem with this case is that the killing was this morning, the same day. They went to the same areas as us, even the same hour, and committed a murder. Is that, you mean the estimated time of death in the Monokuma file? That's right, I'm surprised Kinjo's letting Akane talk this much, TBH, without being all bitchy and like who let the murderer talk? Like, flipping the fuck out. He just starts, like, raging out and, like, punching down the fucking pictures of all their deceased classmates. Shut up! That's right, according to the Monokuma file, Yamaguchi and Inori died at the time we were investigating the second and third floors. I realize this, but as much as we've been acting in pairs and working with each other, we can't prove everyone's alibis. Yeah, that's what's really got me strung up, too. That's not the only thing weird, right? When the science lab doors closed, we heard Inori scream clearly with the door in between. But when we opened the door, there was no one inside. Oh yeah, she must have died as we were, like, trying to open the door, but... Is it weird that it was so clear? Mysterious indeed. Now, wait a minute, that's the same for us. The place where Yuhara-kun was found. It was, near the stairs of the second floor. To get out of the library after killing Yamaguchi-kun, you must have passed through there, so you could have missed them. When you went to search the library, did you go right away after breaking with the others who went to the third floor? Yes, when I went to the library, Yamaguchi-kun was already dead. The corporal killed him in the library. I couldn't have missed that. And even if we say they secretly came out, Kanachan was killed too. To go up to the third floor, we had to pass Maedu-kun, right? All these things don't make any sense. Yeah, even if... It is weird, because even if they prepped Inori's murder in advance... Because Inori's murder could totally be done without the person in there. Yamaguchi's couldn't, though. That's the thing that's like... And the supposed murder weapon, the spear, it'd be really hard to take between floors. It's gotta be a trick I'm just not seeing. I didn't ask for that. Don't jump ahead. Huh? Oh, yeah, sorry. Don't apologize to this bastard. What are you sorry for? You don't have to apologize to that guy. That's how Kinjo is. He doesn't like Tyra anyway, so don't worry. Everyone else is not thinking badly of you, okay? Oh, no, it's alright, Kobe-Shikawa-kun. No matter what I say, it is true that I stabbed Kazuna-chan, and it is true that Ayami-chan died because of me. I don't deserve to say anything else. Except you've been extremely helpful so far, so like, no, please keep talking, girl. If you know that, then let's continue. I also don't want to waste my time talking about bitter stuff even in class trials. So then, the biggest... Fuck you, man, sorry. The biggest issue right now is how did they go back and forth without any of us noticing in that short time? Yeah, knowing Yamaguchi's time interval was only 5 minutes. It's definitely possible to kill in two places that separate by different floor levels. It looks like that, but... Is that really how it happened? Yeah, there has to be some sort of trick. Let's think based on what we have investigated. I may have found the secret of this challenge. Already, okay. I should be pretty good. Whoa! I'm gonna throw up again. Alright, we got the stun gun, the science lab flood, the warden board, okay. Pretty basic pieces of evidence. This shouldn't be too hard. To start us off. How do I shoot again? And maybe I should have taken the... And that short time of avoiding all eyes, it's impossible to kill two people. Not necessarily. Yamaguchi was killed after. Do you know what it was that killed Inori? Electrocution by stun gun, right? Yes, sir. Maybe it was the stun gun that does make an electric shock against the body. But it's not close to the body. It wasn't affected, right? Oh, there we go. Put two and two together, buddy. Come on. You got brain cells. You know water conducts electricity. I'm sure you took a kindergarten class. No, the weapon that killed Inori was definitely a stun gun. It may not have been a direct hit from the stun gun. It wasn't a direct hit, but the weapon was the stun gun? Are you saying some kind of ghost hit then? Have you all been to the science lab at least once? Wasn't that sea of water enough to overflow the corridor? At first I was wondering why they need to do this. The fact that the science lab was turned to a sea of water and Nori was electrocuted. What was the cause to make this happen? Ah, if you let Kanachan submerge in water and drop the stun gun, you can cause an electric shock without touching the stun gun directly. But wait a moment, the stun gun itself is just a suppression tool. It doesn't come out with enough voltage to kill people in no time. Of course, that also depends on the device. However, if you allow water to pass electricity, it would be left enough for a person to pass through their body. Yeah, if that were the case, wouldn't the killer be able to electrocute indirectly with water, even if they didn't use the stun gun with their hands? This doesn't seem like something to be smiling about, Yuki. Oh, hello! Wipe that smirk off, you face, idiot! No way, Maeda, your reasoning has a bunch of flaws. What's wrong all of a sudden, Kobishikawa? Listen, I tried to reason my head wrapped around this crime for a while. But this logic is so wrong that it just doesn't fit. I always been beaten by Maeda, but today I won't lose to you. Okay. This isn't a contest, bro. We're trying to survive. You're arguing for such a useless reason? Useless? You said it was useless? Fine then, Maeda. Unfortunately for you, I found out what's wrong with your reasoning. Now then, why are we all smiling? This isn't a fucking game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Our lives are on the line! This is my chance to point out your mistake. You act like you just activate a fucking counter trap card on me. I may need a refresher on the controls. Oh. Well then. Guess who's not getting that refresher? We'll figure it out. It's okay. I'm gonna guess the broken mobile phone is what I want. Let's assume the stun gun was submerged. Certainly, you can electrocute without touching the body directly. But in order to get into the water, someone should be in the science lab. After all, it doesn't change to go back and forth between second and third floors. Okay, I see what your reasoning. No, not necessarily. If you only drown the stun gun, you can operate it remotely. That's impossible only with superpowers. The stun gun moved on its own and fell into it? No, it was the water. Unless there is a tool that literally moves on its own, the water. Stun guns fall into the water themselves. They cannot exist, right? Like the water flowed over to it. If you were to drown the stun gun, I would be able to electrocute it without touching the body. If that's the case, if there's a way to remotely drop this... Or unless maybe that's why there was an alarm set on the phone. I think that's what they want me to go with. In my head, I was thinking, like, the water slowly moved over to the stun gun while it was on. And then the electricity started moving through the water, you know? But I think what the game wants is it wants me to... I think it wants me to use the phone. That's probably what it is. The phone had an alarm on it, caused it to shake and vibrate a lot, and then it fell into the water. I think that's what it wants. So, yeah, I think... How do I actually attack again? Oh god, I forgot how to play this game. Well, hold on, let's get back to that thing first. How do I change my sword, too? I mean, I should be good, but, like... Would be good to know for future reference. Up, down, left, right. Oh, it's left and right. Okay. Now, how do I slice? Hello? I found it. It was spacebar. Or shift. I pressed both at the same time, TBH. I don't know which one worked, but whatever. It's one of them. Kobe-Shikara. Maybe there may be one. A tool that moves by itself. What? In fact, the science lab stun gun wasn't just dropped there. Next to it, a mobile phone was connected with the strap. Okay, so that's why they were tied together. The cell phone? You mean the one that Yuhara discovered? Yeah, that's right. Maki's mobile phone. It was the one that disappeared, and you said it was there? What the fuck is this music? I like it. I don't recall hearing this in any other game, but this, I mean, it's very familiar, but it's slightly different from what, I don't know. It's nice. Also, you said it was a self-moving tool? Why does that cell phone matter? Actually, it matters because it has a vibration function that was used. Oh, if anything, it can't be Kinji then, because he doesn't know how to use a phone. Kinjo is right. The phone had alarm sense just before we heard Inori scream. Unless he suddenly figured out how to use one, which seems like it'd be a contrivance, but I think we can safely remove Kenji off the list then. Or unless he was lying to us, just straight up, but again, seems like it'd be a bit of a contrivance. Seems too simple of an explanation, you know? That's right, I understood this now. So you connected the strap to the phone. Why is the alarm function related to moving? Am I the only one who doesn't understand? Huh? Oh, Yuhara, a vibration alarm function. You don't know what that is? Oh, right, Yuhara lived in the mountains, so you don't know the achievements of society, right? Like porn. Let the civilized people tell you then. I did not live in the mountains. I had plenty of access to porn. Yuhara, what I wanted to explain was that they drowned the stun gun using the phone's alarm function. The phone and stun gun were connected by a strap. Probably the killer set the alarm at the time when the stun gun was about to be drowned and placed the phone in a corner as if it were about to fall on the edge of a desk. When this happens, the alarm goes off at the preset time and the vibration function occurs. The cell phone moves little by little due to the vibration, eventually falls down from the desk to the floor. Very clever, very clever. Much more smarter than what I was thinking, honestly. I see, I understand now. The stun gun that was connected to the cell phone fell along with it. What do you think, Kobushikawa? With this, is it possible to electrocute Inori remotely without anyone in the science lab, right? Oh yes, I lost. I didn't want to lose this time, but I lost to Maeda again. If people like Kinjo don't know, Maeda will be able to win. Is it a problem to win and lose now? Take it seriously, this is a class trial. I know that, but who would know about this? I only argued once because I thought my reasoning was better than Maeda's. It's fine, don't fight. Now we have to focus on revealing the culprit's crimes first. Why am I mediating now? Sorry, my brain shut down for a minute. So Kanata-chan was electrocuted remotely using a cell phone in the flood, right? Say you found out the phone has an alarm function. Even if it is that type of phone these days, it looks like an old 2G phone. My question would be, is it waterproof? Waterproof? The fact that the stun gun fell into the water means that the cell phone that was connected to it also dropped. Old cell phones would probably break because of the water. No, Raul's cell phone was floating on the floor of the science lab, and it was in a broken state. The time that was displayed was strange, and the colors of the screen had strange marks and lines. I just found out that an alarm was set among other features that were still functional. So you can't use any other functions again? That's a little disappointing. Even if it's out of signal, it was still a mobile phone that could bear a clue in the future. Hey, aren't you guys leaning down the road too much? If the problem is sorted out, let's move on to the next step of Inori's problem. Or if Inori's problem was already cleared up. We still yet to hear a lot more from this case. Oh, right. So as long as the killer can do a remote killing using their cell phone in the floor of the water, they don't have to run directly on the second and third floors. I see. If you set it up in advance, the rest just needs Inori tied up so that she cannot move from that spot. They may have used a lot of tape for that purpose. It seems so. Those wasteful bastards. Don't they know how much tape costs in this economy? But if that's true, then what happened to Yamaguchi? Huh? Is there anything amiss? The culprit did the kill themselves. Wait a second. Ino Kanachan is clear. Is it the same with Yamaguchi-kun? When I discovered him in the library, there was only Kinjo who fell down. If Tyra's words are true, it would certainly be impossible to get out of the library without not being noticed. The time of death was 8:40 in the first place, and it's impossible for any of us to kill at that time. Marikuni, Haru-kun, and Mikaku-chan went to the third floor, so it's impossible. Satsuki-chan, Kobe Shikara-kun, and Notori-kun and I confirmed each other on the second floor, so it's all too far-fetched. Must have done it to himself. Had a little accident, tripped, almost cut off his head. I've been there before. And Kinjo and Mikuru were in a state of being beaten by the killer, right? Then who is the killer, Ghost? No, wait. Wouldn't it be possible for him? You, Kinjo. Ooh, suspicion falls on the cop now. As it should. Kinjo, but Kinjo-kun was hit by the killer in the head, right? Yeah, I guess he could have been faking it. That's another thing. Like, any of the people who were, beaten by the killer could have been faking it, too. Mikuru, Kinji, not Kinjo, sorry, I want to say Kinjo so bad. I mean Kinjo too, but I was trying to say Kinji. No, I feel bad for Kinjo, but think of it as a term of elimination. Kinjo and Mikuru are the only ones who have no alibi at the time of the crime. I mean, Mikuru was tied up in the locker, and I found her, so I don't know, I feel like that's her alibi. The Mikuru's a suspect too? They were in the art room, though. It's too far from there, but Kinjo was found right in the library. Yamaguchi was dead. So you're saying that him being knocked out was a self-made play? This would actually kind of be interesting if Kinjo wasn't here. I kind of wish he stayed in a coma. Having people wonder if he's actually the culprit and he's not here to defend himself. Ooh, okay, but anyway, we'll see how this plays out. But even I saw that the wound was quite severe to be a self-play, and I tried to heal it. Me, Dr. Otori. Wasn't that prepared? If you're guilty in the first place, you'll get executed and die, but it's about hurting yourself. Isn't it possible for the criminal to get out simply by faking being a victim? I mean, Ayame did try that. Okay, so you all consider me to be the culprit. Do you really think I did the murder? If you say that, it only sounds like an excuse. If you're not the culprit, why don't you refute it logically? Isn't that your specialty? I mean, no, he's a cop, not a lawyer. Cops don't have to think. Because I really was fainted. I was lacking information. I'm not able to refute something that you think it's reasonable. What this is, maybe. Kinjo, are you declaring your defeat? I'll ask this for confirmation. Yamaguchi's time of death is 8:40. It was written in the Monokuma file, so it's accurate. And as soon as you went up to the second floor and scattered for investigation, Yamaguchi was already dead in the library. Yes, I guarantee this. You know that if you can't refute it, you'll confess that you're the culprit, right? Hey, maybe give the protagonist a shot. I'm sure I can work my main character magic. Kinjo, is he really the culprit? A person of justice or character who doesn't forgive criminals? I have to leave this emotion and look at things objectively. Is it true that only Kinjo and Mikuru are without alibis and could have committed the crime? But I should think about this more. It's possible that we conclude this way too early. Yeah, I mean, we're still only 30 minutes into this case, man. It's way too early. Damn, the music they use, the remixes in this game are fucking awesome. Okay, let's see. The only one that could do this is Kinjo. I'm guessing maybe Tyra's testimony. Was it again? You're free to believe me or not, but I was knocked out by the killer. That might be your own trick. You killed Yamaguchi in the library on the spot. No, Tyra's testimony was that the lab was locked beforehand. You just have to pretend to be stunned by hitting your head. Actually, the only one in the library who could do that at the time is Kinjo. But the wound was real. If the wound was self-inflicted, it's a problem solved. Kinjo is really the killer? Okay, what to do here? Yamaguchi was lying in the library. The person who can kill Yamaguchi in the library is the one who was in the same library, and it looks like that was only Kinjo in there. But it is certain that Yamaguchi was found in the library and died in the library. Let's recall what we investigated. The mystery can be solved too. Okay, so I don't think Akane's testimony matters. Same with the plaster weapon. I think it's probably the library bloodbath I have to use. Knocked out by the killer. But what do I need to contradict is the question. Killed Yamaguchi in the library on the spot. That, I think. Got him. Let's go, I'm a genius. Sorry to keep having to bully you, Haru, but... I thought you just keep saying wrong things. Kobayashi, wait a minute, is that really true? You're asking if it's true? What do you mean? Kobayashi just said it. He killed Yamaguchi, who was in the library on the spot. That conclusion may have been wrong. What do you mean? It was the same logic as in Maki's case. There's no guarantee that the murder took place where the body was found. Exactly. Then you mean he wasn't killed in the library? I think that's more likely because of the bloodstains where they were dragged from the outside. If Yamaguchi was really dead in the library, at the beginning of the day, it would be an impossible crime. Then where is it? Where did Yamaguchi die? I'm not really sure. Maybe it was in the art room? The art room? That's so far away. And then you have to drag it all the way down the stairs. Sorry, I'm just imagining like someone dragging a dead body, just thunk, 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 thunk. The main stage of this case is likely to be the science lab in the library. In fact, it might not be an exaggeration to say that the art room is more important than these two. The reason why the art room is an important place and why Yamaguchi might have died in the art room other than the library. The weapon. Okay, so that explains how they could move the weapon around. Because they didn't. I saw that tool, and though it is very little, that tool had blood on it. It is you! There were some plaster weapons in the art room. It's made of stone, but if you cut its edge fairly sharply enough and swing it as a weapon, it becomes such a spear that you can really cut easily on human flesh. No way! That spear made of stone was the thing that killed Yamaguchi-kun? It probably is, because one of the plaster weapons had a blood spot. Wait a second, Yamaguchi died in the art room, but was he there? Isn't it a bit hard to say he died there? He could have been killed in the library and put back in that place for a while, right? That's not possible. There was a plastic wrap with blood in the trash can from the art room. Well, he found that at least. A plastic wrap. Kinjo found it too. You didn't have much time to investigate it. That's right, so I couldn't realize that the plaster weapon had blood on it. I just listened to Maeda's theory and found out its connection. Then how's the plastic wrap used? Obviously by fucking wrapping the weapon. As Maeda said, if there was blood on the plaster weapon, there's a high chance that the murder weapon is this. The Monokuma file also said something sharp. If so, the killer would have killed Yamaguchi with wrap around the blade of the shedding. Hey, you said the wrap was covered in blood, right? I mean, is that a tool to prevent blood from getting into the weapon? I realize that, but isn't there something odd? They used the wrap to keep the blood from getting onto it, but Maeda said the plaster weapon had blood on it. Isn't that contradictory? Did I not mention this? It wasn't just spread, it was faintly spread. That was not an ordinary blood mark. It was an oval, round blood mark, the size of a nail. Whew, how can blood be like that? I see, I understand after listening to Maeda. It was a simple accident to get blood on the plastic weapon. An accident? I don't know how many people have gone through the trash cans in the art room, but if you've seen the plastic wrap, you know. In the wrap, there was blood all over, except on this one round hole. Oh, I see. If it were the original intention of the criminal, a spot of blood should not have been rubbed on the weapon. But somehow part of the wrap was torn. That's why the bloodstain remained. Aha! Then, as these two said, the culprit killed Yamaguchi in the art room with the weapon that was in the art room. Wow. Want to say art room one more time? And then the evidence was put into the trash bin. That's great. These are excellent detectives. Wait a minute. Wait. If I know that the wrap prevents blood from splattering, I get it, but that could have been done in the art room by bringing the wrap to the library, then do the killing, and then dispose of the evidence in the art room. Of course you can see it that way, but it wasn't just a wrap that was in the art room's trash. Man, if you found out the wrap, you must have seen that thing too. How about you tell the others about that? The lab coat, I'm assuming? I mean, something that was thrown in the trash with the plastic wrap? That must be... Okay, so I think we can say he was killed in the art room, but that still doesn't change the fact it'd be so hard to move him without being noticed. It doesn't really change our problem much. But maybe helps give us more ideas of how this trap was done. Oh my god. I'm sorry, it just looks like such a paralysis demon. It always catches me off guard. Kinjo, you mean Inori's white coat? Indeed, Inori's white coat with a lot of blood. As a result, Inori's body was not wearing a white coat. Why was the coat in such a place? Wait a minute, Kanachan is... She died in a terrible manner, but she didn't bleed at all. But there's blood on it. I don't know why Inori's white coat was in the art room, but one thing is certain. The killer used the white coat to wipe the blood off. Wipe it off? But isn't it still there? You can tell just by looking at the shape of the blood. In all likelihood, it's a blood stain that seems to have been rubbed with blood. At some point, you can see that it was used to destroy the evidence. Well, but it was Yamaguchi who shed blood, right? Where do you say they wiped the blood off? It's the art room itself. The art room has traces of blood on the floor. There are traces of blood left. Excuse me. As Korokara mentions, there are traces of blood wiped off the floor of the art room. I've even checked with the smell, so I'm sure. Oh, well, you got on your knees and start. Yep, there's blood here. I see. I didn't know about, but there's blood on the floor. If that's the case, it proves that they wiped the blood with the coat. Okay, so it wasn't just like a shield. I see. So how do we explain the blood in the locker then? I guess they just left it there to be, ooh, mysterious. Because I guess no one's gonna fucking think that he was killed in the locker. It does make me question though, that blood is real, the one in the locker, if it came from the blood bags. Yeah, that's gonna be like the real crux of this case. Which blood is real and which one comes from the blood bags taken from the nurse's office? The blood spout on the floor of the art room. Someone mentioned this before. Only Yamaguchi shed blood. Then by process of elimination, that means the blood spout in the art room is... When Yamaguchi-kun died in the art room? Indeed, that would be good enough for the reason we didn't find these on the second floor. This is Kinjo after all. Even if we investigate for a few minutes, they will remain to solve all these cases. I'm sure that was a compliment. I can only put my reasoning up to this point. Even if Yamaguchi died in the art room, the mystery still remains unsolved. No, it doesn't. Haru did it. I'm just saying a random name. Imagine if I was correct, though. What? Which mystery? Are you dumb? No matter where the body died, what you saw with your own eyes was Kakeru Yamaguchi's body, who died in the library. And the corpse must have been moved by the killer, which in turn means they somehow moved from the art room to the library. Oh yeah, because he still had to die at 8:40, that's right. Oh, that's a surprise. Mikuru helping us. How frustrating this is. Anyway, think carefully. The time of death of Kakeru Yamaguchi and the time until you found the body. Oh yeah, Kinjo said he found the body in the library the previous night. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on with this case, man? Oh, man. Anyway, spell bullet scan. Sure. Learned you scan for crewmates? What the fuck? In the case of an ordinary non-stop debate, multiple truth bullets are given, and it is common to fire a truth bullet suitable for the opponent's statement. In this case, however, you can scan a bullet from another friend's... Oh, they're copying this shit from the... Oh. Oh, I hate this. Oh, God. It just makes the cases so much more pointlessly annoying. Okay. It said X or escape. Okay. So we can copy text. However, if there was no specific skill for this, a considerable DLA given to the scan, and if friends' words miss during the scan will fail. Also, scan a truth bullet doesn't mean it's the end because you got truth bullet that will be the correct answer. But you need to refute it by using a secondary truth bullet, the scan truth bullet as usual for the contradictory remark. You can't scan any statements either. You can only scan... Okay, so it works exactly the same as in Trigger Happy Havoc, I'm pretty sure. And Danganronpa 2. God, one of the greatest improvements of V3, let me tell you, is that they removed this bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't like this. I don't like this part of the non-stop debates. They rarely ever use it in the base games, too, so you just forget about it until you need it. Don't have to this game hearing suspicious yellow comments. Finally, scan bullets don't disappear unless you shoot them. For correct or incorrect answers, you scan the wrong statement, the scan will disappear, and it'll go back to the beginning. Also, truth bullets other than those that have been scanned won't disappear until they are shot. Otherwise, in some cases after scan, you may skip all comments and go back to the beginning, but in the scan state, your speaking power will not be reduced unless it is a mistake, so you can refute the correct answer with confidence. Yeah, sure. I got all that. I.e., same bullshit as usual. God, these remixes go hard. Alright, what are we scanning, boys? What's the mystery? The place where Yamaguchi died is the art room. He was in the art room around 8:40, the time of death. At that time, we were already investigating the second floor. I was always in the hallway. There were no signs of anyone on the third floor. But how did Yamaguchi teleport to the library? He used his stand, obviously. That is the mystery. Reasoning is possible, but the contradictions don't stop. Wrong time of death? There's no such chance because all the written in the Monokuma file is true. I guess we'll copy that. I guess we'll copy that. Okay, I guess we'll all copy that. If Kinjo doesn't know, we're drawing a blank here. This is bonkers. Why do murders always happen all the time? Day or night without any cover, they still kill us, and this class trial is awful too. Let's think about something. Let's think about something might come up. Maybe it was day or night we have to scan. Maybe that's why it didn't let me scan it. It did say something about only scan the correct one, right? Something important you have misunderstood is it is clear that the place where Yamaguchi died is the art room around 8:40, except everything won't fit going back and forth. He did die in the art room, but there were bloodstains in other places. The body was moved to the library. Feels like everything was prepared in advance. There's only one thing that eliminates that possibility. It's the Monokuma file. The file has always been correct about its information, and this is no exception. No possibility that the Monokuma file was prepared in advance as it informed the time of death. If that's the case, it's not the Monokuma file that is wrong, it's us. We missed something very vital here. I guess it could be 8:40 p.m. when it would... No, would that make sense? That would be before nighttime. We'll have to see. I'm thinking what they're trying to get me to say is like, oh, but what if it wasn't 8:40 a.m. but 8:40 p.m. last night? And we just assumed. Information that was not only added for this file. Information that was not added only for this file. If I think carefully about this, I would reach the answer. I think that's what they want me to say. So maybe I gotta scan the day or night part. And then hit Kinjo with the 1-2. No, that's wrong. Just let me Oh my god, if you could just let me stay on the arrow, that'd be great. Thank you, game. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm trying to speed through this bitch. Oh my god, come on. Thank you. I sped through one scene so far. So I think... Let's try copying day and night and see if that works. And I think we contradict this statement. I'm so glad they brought this mechanic into this game, bro. It's such a great mechanic. I missed it. Fuck, I was too busy. Shit. I was too busy bitching. Oops. Yeah. Yuki, stop yapping. Yuki Maeda, more like yapping Maeda. Okay. I got it this time, guys. Don't worry. If I somehow fuck it up, I'll probably pause the video. But I think I got it. If this cursor can just stand still. I mean, whether I like it or not, I gotta give credit to how close to Danganronpa this game is. It is kind of fun to play a game that's so close to regular Danganronpa. For once. It's a nice little charm, you know? I don't need all fan games to be this close to the main line, but it is rather charming. Okay, so I copied that. Oh! Okay, I guess I don't copy that. Then do I copy the other thing, or did I just fuck something up? Maybe I do copy the other thing, I just didn't press the button in time. Okay, Yuki, shut the fuck up, please. Okay, round 6. Guys, I'm just gonna need you to repeat everything you said word for word once more. Okay, should be coming up, I think. Let's get ready. How do Yamaguchi teleport to the library? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, hold on. Never mind. I was a bit too trigger happy. I think, yeah, because that's a Danganronpa game. Okay, come on. Scan that. Scan it. Scan it. I'm pressing the scan button. It doesn't let me scan that. Which makes me think I'm not even supposed to scan it. It worked here, though. Okay, there we go. What the fuck? So they brought the mechanic back and made it worse. Cool. Because now it's even hard to scan things, I guess. Sometimes you can just fuck it up. For no reason at all. Oh, but I didn't lose a speech point that time because I got a successful scan, I'm assuming. The fact you lose health, too, whenever you have to restart from the beginning, kind of pisses me off, too. I've been holding back on that one, but... It's very frustrating. And dumb. I don't get it. Okay, come on. Where's the big one? Show me the big one! Come on, Kenjo, say it. Say the line. Say the line. Bam! No, that's wrong! Got him! Show me all my points. That's a lot of points. Day and night. Day and night. The lonely stoner seems to free his mind at night. Guys, wait a second. Wait. There's something that bothers me. What's wrong, Maeda-kun? I can't remember who sung that song. Does anyone have Yamaguchi's Monokuma file? I brought it the last time I checked. Why? Did you think of anything? Kinjo, read what was written in that Monokuma file without any mistakes, please. Okay. Tell me what to do. I'm the leader around here. The estimated time of death of the victim, Kakeru Yamaguchi, is about 8:40. Found in the library. Sharply cut from back to neck of uvula. The weapon is presumed to be something sharp. No other visible trauma. Something is weird, is it not? Something is weird? What is? In this Monokuma file, it says the time of death is 8:40, but it doesn't say at all whether it's AM or PM. Yeah, huh? Eh? There we go. I'm a smart lad. I figured it out. I mean, if I was truly smart, I would have raised the flag much earlier. But listen, I'm not genius level smart. I'm just sort of moderately, like high school level smart, high school graduate smart. Because that's what I did. I graduated high school, and that's about all. It's better than the police, am I right? It was like that. So I'm essentially saying I'm pretty average for my level. I don't understand what they are talking about. Teruya and Kobeizing too. Explain to us. What? Hey, why do you mention me and make me a fool? Did you understand then? Please explain, Maeda. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Monokuma didn't fucking specify the time. Okay, think for a moment. The Monokuma file we've seen so far clearly indicated whether it was in the morning or afternoon. The victim is Kyoka Maki. The estimated time of death is 6 a.m. And some other stuff. The victim is Tomoya Kazuna. Estimated time of death is 9:30 p.m. And some other stuff that isn't important right now. It really is? AM or Am or PM are not written in this Monokuma file. It was a blind spot. I'm sure the Monokuma file is the only one that says the truth, but it's not being mistaken, rather it was us. It's not 8:40 a.m. The real time of death of the incident took place the night before. It was 8:40 p.m. Yeah, why would you do that, Monokuma? What the fuck, man? Then Yamaguchi-kun, you're saying he was already dead since last night when we were walking around? Yeah, he must have been. That's why Kinjo found him. Okay, got it. Monokuma, you got some fucking explaining to do, buddy. Unless I'm gonna have to use these kung fu skills on you. No, why would he do that, though? Seriously. I thought he wanted this game to be fair. Just gave up on that part? Or maybe the killer asked him to do it and he was like, you know what, sure, fuck it. It'll make things fun, I guess. Wait a minute, are we jumping too fast here? Just because it doesn't say whether it was at morning or night, it's not enough to conclude that he died the night before. Maybe Monokuma forgot, missed it in the first place. Maybe we should ask Monokuma. I mean, now that we know, he has to answer correctly, right? No, it's not a jump nor a leap. Rather, this case cannot be solved unless it's this way. At first, I was fainted, so I thought I was lacking information, but considering the premise of 8:40 p.m., now the back and front have started to fit. Still. Or do you want to ask Monokuma, then? Until now, the Monokuma file has always recorded the time of death in the morning or afternoon, but is there any reason for omitting that point, only on this occasion? Well, that's... No comment! If you ask me that, I'll be the one in the trial. I've said it again and again. I've decided not to meddle with the trial. This is a big no! The Monokuma file always gives only the right information, and based on it, helpful for reasoning. It's a kind of service system. But now, because of the Monokuma file, it's causing a confusion of misinformation. It's become a useless debate. I think this is a problem, Monokuma. Oh, you got scolded so hard, brother. Ooh. A problem? That I can't help you now. It is not saying anything wrong. I just can't tell you. I'm pretty sure this is it. Monokuma files always and only tell the truth, but some may have felt it through this incident so far, right? According to the content of each case, the description of the content is adjusted accordingly and properly orchestrated. It was orchestrated? In simpler terms, it's like this. For example, let's say the killer wants to implement a whole body trick for that purpose. In that case, in the Monokuma file, would be, it was drunk with XXX. Indeed, it's a delicate system that makes me sick. That's it, the Monokuma file is only a tool that helps the investigation. not a tool to tell the truth. Because then you guys will pay the price. It seems like you won't know unless you talk about it, but that means the culprit in this case wanted to hide the time of death. That's why the timeliness, the timelines are fuck, why can't I read? That's why the timelines are subtracted from the Monokuma file. Very strange, isn't it? What's that? I can't hear you. I don't know anything. La 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 la. It was bound to happen, in fact. Because of it, this time trick almost got us very badly. We were drastically wrong at those moments. No, it certainly looks that way. But are we really sure? Without certain evidence, it could be just an inference based on Monokuma's words and circumstances. Why are you so negative? Did someone stab you? Yes, actually. I am bleeding right now. He turns around. There's a knife stuck in his back. It's not like that. I just want to be sure. Sure, it's not like we don't understand it. Well, if that's the case, I'll be sure to submit evidence, as Haruhika said. Shall we try it? You have evidence? Yes, before I used to think about whether this was done in the morning or at night, but I knew the timeline trick, and there was some solid evidence to support that claim. The questions I felt during the investigation, I could feel it while I was examining Yamaguchi's body. If Yamaguchi was dead for a day, the cause of these questions are understandable. That question is... has stopped bleeding. A stopped bleeding. Okay, so now that we know it happened at night. So we already knew Kanata had to be tied up ahead of time, right? Anyone could have tied up Kanata. It was Yamaguchi that was really tripping us up. So now we know Yamaguchi also happened at night. It could legitimately be anyone now. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. It brings Kinji back to suspicion, definitely, since he could have definitely pretended to just be passed out. In fact, I feel like the reason they brought up Kinjo faking to pass out was to get you in that mindset and think, maybe some other people pretended to pass out. Oh, boy. And then the cell phone. Of course, it could still be Makako, but right now I'm kind of leaning towards Kinji. I think it might be Kinji, dog. I mean, we'll see. I don't want to speak too soon. God, don't strike me down just yet for doubting one of your boys, but, the proof is simple. Yamaguchi's wound was not bleeding. Huh? That's not it, is it? It was because the library was a bloodbath. That's obvious. That is the case. To anyone who has examined the body in detail, could have felt a sense of something misplaced. The blood is recent in contrast to the library. Yamaguchi himself, though, did not have a single drop of blood coming out from his neck cut. You saw that? I didn't really check the body in detail. Definitely. It felt strange, too. When I heard about Yamaguchi's time of death and thought about it again, if things connected in some way. Then let's sort this out. The blood was far gone, is what it means. It's been some time since he died. C parentheses O parentheses. So the blood already stopped. Sorry. I'm a robot. I'm malfunctioning right now. Oh, I see. It supports the idea that Yamaguchi-kun was already dead yesterday evening. Wait a minute, please. Sure, that may be true, but what happened to the blood in the library? The blood was not dry and was just flowing. The blood in the library is just a diversion for the criminal to make us think like Yamaguchi just died. Someone had to place that blood in the early morning then, too, is the thing. And that's what's tripping me up right now. Who would have had time to do that? Well, I guess it didn't have to be, it didn't have to be while everyone was out and about. They could have done it a couple hours before then and still probably would have been fine and had the blood look fresh and everything. Maybe. I don't know how fast blood dries, TBH. The blood that filled the library was probably what the killer used. That tool would be in the infirmary. Okay, anyway, yeah, they used fake blood. Or not fake blood, but you know what I mean. Diversion blood. They used this. Do you know there was a refrigerator in the infirmary that keeps blood transfusion packs? Oh, it was for storage of the transfusion packs. I think I brought one for the injured man to drink when he was thirsty. What? Like a fucking Kool-Aid pouch? No, inside there were a lot of transfusion packs for each blood type. I found out during my investigation this morning that the blood transfusion packs inside were gone. Oh, they were blood? Ooh, sorry, Satsuki drank them all. I thought they were a tasty treat. Sorry, just the whole idea that our argument, like, the whole crux of it is this, the blood missing. Just the idea that Satsuki just ate all the blood. And now we have no more argument. It's funny to me. I didn't know because I couldn't go to the infirmary, as Maeda said. Bitch, you were in there for a whole day. The blood in the library. It was a pool of blood made by transfusion packs. It was a room of lies. Wow. Mikako, your writing is fire. It was like that? It was a little weird when you think about it. I think I saw too much blood. In the beginning, God created... Sorry. Yeah. That was a little reference for my boy Kinji there. Yamaguchi must have been killed in the art room, but it's also strange that there was so much blood in the library. It can be said that they disguised him too much. What an idiot. From there, when it comes to the time of death, I have a guess. Maeda, do you remember? When the trial was about to begin, we met. In the hallway on the second floor when I just woke up. Ah, are you talking about that time? Yeah, I definitely told Maeda about this. Right before being stunned by the killer, I saw Yamaguchi bleeding and fainted. What? Wait, obviously Kinzo was attacked, but... My name's Kinjo. Of course, it was at nighttime yesterday. Then Yamaguchi-kun was... Interesting, okay. Here I thought he was just knocked out and left out for a whole day like Kanata would have been and Mikuru and Yuhara, but no, he was dead, man. Dead AF. My Akuma files, some bleeding, blood transfusion packs, and what Kinjo mentioned. I can only say that if the evidence comes out one after another up to this point, then we can make sure of things properly. Alright then, now everyone knows for sure. Kakeru Yamaguchi was not dead at 8:40 this morning, but 8:40 p.m. yesterday at night. So that's how it happened. Pretty good, Incompetent. I'll praise you on this one. Really? He just gets like all puppy dog like. I mean, you were locked up anyway, so you didn't know that. Shut up! Don't pretend to be all smartass. But oh well, I'll admit it for a little bit. I know the killer as I said before, but I was not sure about the trick. I'll tell you that my gaze on the incompetent has changed about 0.1%. You're too kind to me! Oh! I'm so happy! That was a compliment, right? I guess all the mysteries have been solved because Yamaguchi was already dead yesterday. The trick for Inori was solved too. That also includes the movement of the blood spots and all the corpses, all over the place was indeed solved too. However, the real issue begins after this. Then who is the killer? That is the problem we have on our hands. I mean, it always comes back to that, huh? Why? I don't care. Why do we always have to discuss this? Yeah, it's too early to be happy just yet. Even if we solve all the tricks, mysteries, and questions, if we don't know the culprit, then this is a bad outcome. But the contents so far are true. The criminal deliberately wanted to make 8:40 p.m. and 8:40 a.m. different. The timing was thoroughly calculated for the murder, right? Also spraying a blood transfusion pack and even had the guts to kill 2 people and attack up to 3 people in a single night. Yeah, this case is somewhat impulsive and different from the 2 previous cases, which are considered semi-accidents. See, another reason I think it might be Kinji is this game takes a lot from Trigger Happy Havoc, obviously, as I pointed out before. That game's case 3, Celeste pretended to be, you know, a sort of victim in the killer's attacks. But really, she was the killer. Bomb. So I'm thinking a similar thing could be going on here with Kinji. It could be someone else. Like, it totally could. They totally could catch me off guard and make it like Mikuru. Who I wouldn't expect Mikuru at all, because I thought she was supposed to be the rival. But they could throw a wrench in what I thought, you know? And surprise us. Maybe that's what Mikuru is saying. She knows who it is because it's her. Doesn't explain the hand thing, though. So it's probably not that, but That would be kind of an interesting idea. I'm certain this was a planned murder committed with a crime plan. Kenzo's words are correct. Unlike the previous two incidents, I feel a firm malice. Oh, hello. Are they really among us? A killer who carefully murdered like this? Oh my god, the room's spinning. I'm getting dizzy. Kenjo, what should we do in this case? If all the tricks are really solved, and if you only need to find the culprit, you should start with an alibi. Since you know the real time of death of Yamaguchi, you will naturally know who the killer is if you look at each other's alibis based blah 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 blah. I skipped the dialogue by accident, but sorry, my bad. You get the drift though. Alibis. We're looking for alibis. Alibi? You mean? Yes, I mean an alibi. Do I need to pull up the dictionary definition of alibi for you, criminal? Here, I'll do it. Alibi. A song by Pablo Vittar. I don't think that's what I want. Why would you pull up an obscure song over the actual definition? Alibi. Noun. A claim or piece of evidence. I'm not going to do this. I'm sorry. Let's rate each one first of all. Tell me what everyone did at 8:40 p.m. yesterday. The real time of death of Yamaguchi. Yesterday at 8:40 p.m.? At that time, surely wasn't it the time Tyra was making a fuss? Oh yeah, it was. So we have an alibi for me, Tyra, Haru, Satsuki, Teruya, I think were the group there. Tyra's fuss. Oh yeah, that. Fuss seems like a little bit of a diminutive, like, way to describe a suicide attempt, but what do I know? I'm not a therapist. Tyra tried to kill herself last night. Yeah, she was real fussy. What the fuck? Oh, Mikako was there too. Oh, we can roll off Mikako then. Hell yeah. My girl Mikako is innocent. She's never gonna fucking let me down. Cut to like 2 chapters later, she's a fucking murderer, but for now, I believe in her wholeheartedly. It's no big deal. Tyra just got hurt a little. I was there. It's irrelevant for the case. But it does give us an alibi. Okay, but I see what she's trying to do. She doesn't want to talk about it too much because she knows it's a bit of a point contention for Akane. Actually kind of sweet. Right, so that leaves Kurokara, Tori, and I who were there. Aranami, Kobishikawa, and the 5 of us were supporting Tyra. When I recall that, I think it was around 8:40 p.m. Okay, so I think you can remove the 6 of you from the suspect line. Good, so the only ones left are the Psycho Cop, the priest, and me. Oh, it's totally that fucker Kenjo. It's totally Kenjo, man. Huh, but isn't it weird? Those 3 were 3 people who passed out because they were aimed at by the criminal. It's nothing you need to think about too hard. I don't want to doubt this, but in this case, there's only one possibility. There's proof that one of the testimonies was lying. Oh. She's all giddy about it. In between these 3, someone lied? First, let's be honest as possible. Why don't you tell us what you were doing at 8:40 p.m. yesterday? I was in the 3rd floor area. I was hanging out on the casino side. Unfortunately, no one can testify for this, but he did seem to be really into those slots. You know what, I can maybe believe that. I was also checking out the front door, but as I mentioned, I can't prove it because there was no one around. Same here. What, there were no witnesses for the other 3? So you're saying all 3 are possible to commit the crime? Well, one of the 3 was not attacked by the killer, but what if they pretended to be attacked? I'm sorry, but Kenjo, Yuhara, Mikuru, can you tell us the situation when you guys were attacked at dawn? Excuse me? If this solves your doubts. When it was a little over 3 a.m., I was on the way from the 1st floor to the 2nd floor. And I usually went to the library side, so I moved there. When I went inside, Yamaguchi was down. I figured he was already dead by now, but at that time, it was necessary to find out if Yamaguchi was simply stunned or dead. But as I was trying to approach him... You were ambushed? Right, normally I'm not always nervous, but I think I was off guard for a moment. Probably the kill aimed for that point, and they showed Yamaguchi's body to me. Are we about to find out the killer already? This seems a bit early, doesn't it? Are we not gonna... Is this trial not gonna be split into 2 parts like the other ones? Okay, I mean, I'm not complaining. If we can take care of the whole trial in 1 episode... I was planning on doing 2 episodes for the trial. 1 for the first half, 1 for the second half. But hey, if this only has 1 half, like, I won't complain doing it all in 1 episode. They showed it to you? We'll see how it plays out. I just can't see how much farther we can take this case, you know? That there could be a whole second half. Yeah, do you understand what I mean? Since Yamaguchi has been moved to the library, it was not as bloody as it is now. Then in addition to simply confuse... Wait, what? In addition to simply confused with Inori, they used it as bait to attract Kinjo? I wonder why I was only stunned and not killed, but they will regret it. And in return for keeping me alive, I'll find them out and they'll be punished accordingly. It was a similar situation for me, but it was probably earlier than Kinjo's. I was attacked near the stairs while trying to go up the 3rd floor. How about you, Mikuru? Well, it's roughly similar. I was attacked near the yard room and lost my sight somehow. And when I woke up, it was inside the locker. You lost your sight? What, did they take your glasses or something? But it all happened in the middle of the night, right? Now it seems that all 3 people were attacked at different times, and there are no witnesses, so how do we know who the killer is? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, even if we were just attacked, doesn't it seem a little different in the method? The method? Oh. Yeah, fair enough. 2 people were struck from behind, and 1 was, you know, stored in a locker. The attack method. Kinjo and Yuhara, I know that we saw them get directly beaten and bleeding, but Mikuru's not bleeding nor assaulted in any way. But that could be a simple trick to throw us off. Then you think Mikuru's the culprit? Do I have to tell you every little thing now? It's chloroform. That's what they did. Chlor what? Come on, man. So it was chloroform they used. It sounds rare, but it comes in use for a lot of things. For example, tap your mouth with the handkerchief. That'd be an effective way to get someone in a coma. You mean that stuff is in this school too? If you had searched the science lab with even a little interest, you would have been able to find it right away. But it seems your stupidity is not going anywhere. Remembering the moment just before the attack, must have been a handkerchief that was put in my mouth. Okay, if that's what it was. It still leaves the question, why do that and not attack you like they did the other 2? Maybe they have some weird feelings about hitting girls. I don't know. They may be a killer, but they're a proud feminist who would never hurt a war. Ooh. Actually, sorry, Kanata. Who really is the culprit when it comes to alibi? One of those 3 are still suspect. Don't think about the process. Let's consider the cause. Why were they ambushed? Why only them? Why them? The killer is a little strange. It wasn't enough to kill 2 people, so they attacked 3 other people. If we put it simply, isn't it because they wander around at nighttime? And wow, if they had some alarm for vibrations prepared in advance, or if the corpses were found, it would be a headache. Maybe, but... Oh, I have a little guess. I didn't say this because I wasn't sure, but the cell phone was used to kill Inori disappeared after I was attacked. I mentioned this to you, Maeda, didn't I? Oh yes, you were looking for it in the 2nd floor hallway, right? Oh yeah, Yuhara-kun had the tools necessary for the crime, so they attacked him and took it from him. I see! Then there was a reason for Yuhara's ambush. Suspicious. If that's the reason, why did they attack Kinjo? If Kinjo moves normally at the time of the crime, it would be difficult for the culprit to get out. Plus, he's still a police officer, right? There was also the results of the 2 previous cases. Actually, in this case, Kinjo was struggling like this because the trial began without Kinjo collecting enough clues, right? Even though I did research properly, your tone seemed as to pass it all to me. Hey, let's not do that. If the trial fails, Kinjo's life is also at risk, you know. Well, it seems like I can see the truth after coming this far. Huh? I've been suspicious of it, but when I think about the information I've got so far, I can only see the silhouette of one person. the killer. I believe some of you may have realized it. How about it? Oh, shit. Okay, we're doing this now. Okay. Fuck. The killer silhouette can be seen? What do you mean, Kinja-kun? You know the killer? Everyone's remarks so far with the outline of the case and the alibis combined makes a person who is making contradictory statements. The person is the true culprit of the case. Contradictory statements? Is it them? Okay, who's making contradictory statements, though? I mean, I have my suspicions, but I can't think of who's being contradictory. If the alibis were all true, the culprit must be one. Between Kenjo, Yuhara, and Mikuru, the one who made the contradictory statement among them is... I mean, I have my suspicions, like I said. So Mikuru was chloroformed, thrown into a locker. I mean, we can obviously just use process of elimination here too, like fucking Ray is the rival. Fucking Kinjo is an important antagonist. Like, someone's the odd one out here. Sorry, Kenji. Like, I hate to do this to you based on this logic, but I'm trying to think. Come on, I really want to figure this out before I actually click this, though. So I seem a little bit smarter. Contradictory statements. Knocked on the head. Cell phone was stolen. What's contradictory about that? Assuming it was after Kakeru was killed. No, I can't see what's contradictory about that. I can't. Am I dumb? Am I screwed, guys? Do I need to go back to school? Okay, we're just gonna click it so I don't waste you guys' time. It's obviously M. Don't tell me, was it you? Yuhara. Kenji Yuhara. Eh? What in the blazes? Oh, that's where they're ending it off. Oh, those bastards. What a huge fucking cliffhanger. Oh, goodness. Alright. Well, like I said, we are going to split this into two parts. So, join me on Friday as we finish up this class trial and figure out if Kenji is really the culprit or not. I guess it is possible it could be a red herring, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I feel like he's going to put up a really big fight. And that's why it has to be its own little section, I guess. Shit, man. Fuck. What cliffhanger to end things off on, though? I don't... I would have preferred if we saved that for the second half, honestly. Oh, man. Trying to think what the contradictory statement is. I guess I'll have time to think about it between episodes, but, yeah. Well, you guys can think over the case, and, yeah, like I said, I'll see you Friday for the next episode. And also our 30th Fangan episode in total, which is a milestone of sorts, I guess. And we're going to celebrate by watching someone get executed. Happy anniversary. That's not the word I was looking for. Happy 30th. Whatever. I don't know how to end off videos. I'm gonna bye. See you on Friday, where we'll corner this guy and get him to confess. Maybe, possibly. I guess there's also still a possibility he's not the culprit. But anyway, see ya. We'll find out on Friday. Bye.